Hello, can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome. Hi, Rachel. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good, good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Awesome, yeah. And just to let you know, is it fine if I do record this? Like, just in case you need to look back over it later?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay, awesome. Okay, okay, awesome, awesome. All right, yeah. So, nice to meet you. Like I said, just to talk to you a little bit more about like how like we usually like structure these calls. Basically, like we like to ask you a few questions first, just to like make sure like that we know like what's going on like in your business and like make sure that the system will like be like reasonable to like implement in the first place. And then after that, once we learn a little bit more about you, then we usually just like tell you like everything you need to know about the system, like answer any questions you have, and just things like that. But yeah, and I'd just like to ask you like what motivated you to hop on this call with me today?
Um, I think just to learn more, excuse me, just to learn more, when we were messaging, I can't remember if it was Instagram or Facebook, but you said you had proven ways to get quality leads and always interested in that.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And then how long have you been in real estate and what got you into it in the first place?
I've been in it for almost 9 years. Um, and I got into it because I wanted flexibility in my schedule. At the time, I had two toddlers, and I just wasn't able to spend as much time with them. And now they're almost teenagers, and I spend too much time with them. One of them actually even works for me. He does all my drone work and videography and stuff for social media.
That's awesome.
It's fun.
Is he interested in real estate as well, or is this something like,
To a point, he's more interested in the media side of it.
oh, okay, okay. Awesome. Cool. And then I would also like to ask you, I'd also like to ask you, what are you doing right now in terms of like trying to generate leads and then turn them into clients?
Right now, I've got a team of 4 agents under me, and we mostly work word of mouth and sphere of influence. But it seems like we're starting to work through our sphere. So we're trying to find different ways of capturing new leads. We do a lot in social media, and it's paying off a little bit, just not as quickly as I would want.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. I agree with that social media aspect. Like, it's definitely a good way to like get high quality leads. One, because like people are actively like looking at your content. You're basically like nurturing them like every single day. But of course, like with that is like a long term thing. It's not like a short term like way to get
Right.
to, right. Yeah, no, I 100% agree. And then in terms of your goals this year, like what are they looking like in terms of like volume or like transactions?
Um, I would like to do 60 or more transactions this year. I'm off to a very slow start, but that's kind of normal. Usually, my busiest months are June, July, August, September.
Mhm.
So that's when I do about 80% of my business. Um, Last year, I think we had 39 closings as a team. I think I would like to get at least 40 just myself, and then another 20 or more with the team.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. Awesome. And like as far as like your goals go, like what do you think is like the biggest thing that's probably holding you back in terms of hitting like the 40 transactions like just by yourself?
Um, I'm probably not putting, I'm not chasing down leads hard enough. I think I put myself out there and then I just kind of hope that people remember that I'm in real estate, or I don't do a ton of follow up like I probably should.
Okay, so you're talking like in terms of like following up with someone that's already in contact or in terms of like um trying to reach
Yeah, I
every
think
single.
Yeah, I think people that are already in contact because we don't pay for any lead sources or anything like that yet.
Okay, awesome. And then, um, have you ever worked with like anybody else to help grow your business?
Nope, like lead generators and stuff.
Like lead generators, coaches, like anything like that? No? Okay.
Nope.
So you learned all this by yourself then?
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And then in terms of like the average like home value, like what does that look like? And is there like a certain range that you work in?
We tend to do between 200,000 and 500,000 for my whole team. I'm on the higher end. I like to do like 400,000 to 600,000, but we're open to anything really. Every little lead counts.
For sure. Okay, awesome. Yeah. And if there is like a good fit between us, like how soon would you be looking to get started? Like after I give you all the information about the system.
It would depend on the system and the price.
Okay. No, yeah, I 100% understand. Okay, awesome. Yeah, well, um, based off everything you told me, like, I truly feel like I can help you reach your goals and help you attack like the biggest thing that's holding you back, which is one would be like following up on the leads. With the system that we have in place, and just to talk to you a little bit more about that, I do want to mention that we only work with like one agent or one team per area. So it would be like a 50-mile radius around you, and we wouldn't work with anybody else. Just that's just so like we don't essentially like compete with leads between two different people or two different teams.
Sure.
And so those would just be like exclusively for you. And just to talk to you a little bit more about the system, we basically we have an entire step-by-step process of how we run things. Most agencies they typically just like run either Facebook ads or Google ads, and then whatever leads they get from there, they just hand them off to you. But so we took that approach. So we what we do is we run Google ads, and that's basically where we get like the top of funnel leads. So basically like the cold leads, the people who like may have an interest, may not have an interest, and we gather those people and we bring them to a landing page, and that's where we get their name, their phone number, their email, and then we also have like a few like screening questions. That's like our first stage of where we qualify the leads. And as soon as they like that we get the information, that goes into our CRM system, and within 5 minutes, and of course during business hours, we have an entire like call center, basically like an inside sales agent that would call the lead, and they would ask them like a series of questions. It would probably be like a 10-minute conversation of them asking things like, how many beds and baths are you looking for? What's your budget looking like? Is there a certain neighborhood you want to live in? What's the timeline of like when you want to close? And just things like that. And through that call, essentially they would just like qualify and like screen, like completely screen the client, the not the client, the prospect, and essentially make sure that they're a highly qualified lead. They're not going to waste your time, and they're serious about like closing within the next like 0 to 4 months is what we typically look at. And as soon as we like qualify them, we either do two things. We do a live transfer or we do a booked appointment. So a live transfer, we would just while we have them on the phone, we would just ring your phone up, and if you're available, we can merge the calls and then you can handle things from there. And of course, we're gonna give you like all the information they gave us. And but if you're not available, that's completely fine. We can actually integrate your calendar with our CRM, and the agent can look at that calendar and book an appointment during the times like you're free, basically.
Oh,
And
great.
yeah, so that's kind of like a broad overview. And then of course, like not every single lead, like I mentioned, we're gonna be calling like the top of funnel leads. So not every single lead will be like ready to call, and like maybe even ready to call with you. They may be ready to call with an agent, but not exactly with the real estate agent just yet. So with those people, we actually so this is kind of like where we follow up with them. We have a 180-day nurturing email drip campaign. So every single week, they're just given like basically value, and like it basically like showcases your expertise within the real estate market, and it helps them like along their journey of like either buying or selling. And with this, we actually worked with like copywriters, and they have it's like an entire storyline to it. It's not like an automated like bot email type thing. So it's really cool. And yeah, so we also have that in place. And um and yeah, I believe that's pretty much it that I would like to cover. There's also a few like small things that do have like an improvement based on like your Google My Business page and just things like that. But yeah, as far as like the way we qualify the leads, that's our process on qualifying them.
Cool.
Mhm.
So down to the big question. What's the cost of it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So like I mentioned, like we don't usually like to work the way other agencies work. I just to give you a little bit of background on myself, like I've actually worked in two different agencies, and we've helped anybody from like real estate agents to lawyers to dentists, anything like that. So I ran like a series of like lead generation campaigns in multiple industries. But the way we like charge those people would basically be like a monthly retainer, anywhere from like 5,000 to 10,000. But though, like I never felt comfortable like like charging that much for a client because there was always be like that one client that would essentially not make the return on the investment, but they would still have to pay that retainer. So
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was completely fair to, instead of basing it on a retainer and a long-term contract, we actually work month to month, and we actually only charge based on our performance. So if we get you um, one of the booked appointments or one of the live transfers, then that would be 200 for each, and we guarantee 10 on top of that within 30 days. So if we only get you 9, then of course we didn't reach our promise, so we would refund you all of those 9, and of course you could still work them, you can still like possibly close on them, but we would refund you all that because we didn't get you 10. And yeah, so that's kind of like how our pricing system works. It's based on our performance. And also I did want to mention that we like people who like we found that agents who like start like right away, we found that they work like the best with us like long term. So what we do something called like an incentivized based pricing model. So if you were to get started today, we actually do charge only 150 instead of 200 per lead. And yeah, so that's just if you get started today.
Interesting. And then for teams, so I know with the live call thing, would that be able to like rotate through team members or would it always come to me?
Yeah, so that we can do like either it could just come to one person, or it can alternate between different people.
Okay.
Mhm.
Let me think. So it's if I sign up today, it would be 150 per lead
Correct.
with a guaranteed 10 leads in the first 30 days. Or if I don't sign up today, it would be like 200 per lead, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Is the guaranteed 10 leads, is that just for the first 30 days or is that monthly guarantee?
It's monthly guarantees.
Okay,
Mhm.
cool. Um,
And then my apologies, I completely looked over this, but so like I mentioned, like we do like generate the leads from Google. So within Google, like the way you run the ads is we have to have like an ad spin, like what's towards the ads. So this money wouldn't go towards us. It would just go towards like just being able to have the ads up. So that would be, we recommend a minimum of 20 per day just so we can guarantee the 10. If we do like 10 per day or less than that, we wouldn't be able to guarantee the 10. Like we could possibly get it, but it would just depend on the area.
okay.
Mhm.
And if I did want to move forward, would I just need to let you know by the end of today?
Yeah, just by the end of today, just so
Okay.
you can secure like the 150.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll need to chat with my finance guy, and I got stuck at an appointment. That's why I'm in my car. We
Fine.
got stuck late at an appointment. I'm waiting for a contractor to show back up. Um, so things got a little hectic this morning, but let me talk with him. Do you have anything you can send over?
Yeah, I can send you like the entire like
Flyers.
system and like the guarantees and all that sort of stuff. And of
Perfect.
course,
That
the
would be
pricing
great.
as well. Yeah.
Okay. That would be great if you could send that over and then I'll go over with him and then try to reach back out to you. I've got your contact info for when we set up this meeting and I'll try to reach out to you later today.
Okay, awesome. That's perfect. All right,
Great.
awesome. I'll send, and then is that the email that we have on file? Is that a good email?
Yep, that's perfect.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'll send that email over right after this call.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you so much.
Mhm. All right. Bye-bye.